What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Some major information today for the season of Opulence. Bungie and Destiny 2 just released a brand new trailer for Season of Opulence that has some amazing information in it. In this video, we'll watch that trailer together, and then we'll go back and look at things frame by frame for some of the more interesting things that are contained within it. This trailer is only about a minute long, but you know how Bungie does things. They can release some amazing promos with a lot of cool information, and this one is no different. Before we jump into that, though, I do want to give a shout out to Veteran Guardian. When this trailer came out, he was all over it. I want to make sure he gets credit because a lot of stuff we talk about will be things that he noticed in the trailer. He's also part of the raid team as well for the Crown of Sorrow. So if you guys are going to watch that, it is here on YouTube. We're going to be doing a live stream. So I would love to see you guys come back for that and cheer us on. But with that said, let's jump right into it. We'll watch the trailer first, and then we'll break it down piece by piece.
A new mystery awaits you, Guardian. Welcome to the season of Opulence. What will you find in the Emperor's lost vaults? Treasure hunts will lead you to powerful weapons and armor. These will quickly boost your power level and prepare you for the menagerie. This season's all-new 6-player match-made activity. Grow strong, Guardian. Prove your worth.
Alright, so there is a ton of information within this trailer. It's only a minute long, but so much to go over. Let's jump right into it and look at some of the more interesting aspects of this trailer. So you'll notice here right away that in this first scene here, we have the Ascendant Realm, and there are Callus statues in the background here. So that points towards at least part of the new raid taking place within the Ascendant Realm. So when it comes to getting ready for that raid, you might want to take this into consideration. So if you have things like the Taken spec for your weapons or the Taken armaments mod for your armor, those might be really useful to have going into this new raid. So if you don't have those, make sure you try to get Last Wish done, at least the free chest done, to give yourself a chance at getting those mods, because it seems like part of this raid will take place within the Ascendant Realm and we'll be battling the Taken. So that was pretty interesting here right away.
Awaits you, Guardian.
Notice as well there's this creature. Looks like a Hydra, but it might be something else.
To the season.
This shot right here is really interesting because there's two things here. Number one, we notice that really cool exotic helmet. Now this is the Atrophyte Verse from Destiny 1. This actually was a great helmet for the Warlock that improved your recovery after using Blink. So it also fits that overall aesthetic for Opulence with the purple and the glittery, and it looks really cool. So it's interesting that that's coming back, but it's also interesting of what it might be paired with. Now, Veteran Guardian pointed out that this could be the Found Verdict shotgun from Destiny 1. Found Verdict shotgun was part of the Vault of Glass raid. So what's interesting here is if this is indeed Atrophyte Verse, and if this is the Found Verdict, then that speaks to perhaps the vault that Callus has. It contains a lot of cool secrets, lore, things of that nature, but it also has some amazing loot, maybe some of which used to belong to our Guardians. So the Red Legion came, destroyed the tower, maybe some of our wares fell within their possession, they were defeated, and some of those things found their way into Callus's possession within his vault. So we could be going in and getting some of our old gear back from the vault, Atrophyte Verse and Found Verdict being some of those things, among others, that are also shown within this trailer. So really interesting that that might be what's going on right here.
Of Opulence.
Now, this part here is really interesting. There's a rocket launcher. I'm trying to freeze it just as much as I can. So you notice here there's a new rocket launcher that our Guardian has in his possession. I don't think this is the Dragon's Breath. I don't think this is anything from Destiny 1, and I'm really curious of what you guys might think for this. This, I think, could be one of the new raid weapons that is obtainable, because I think what we're seeing right here is part of the new raid. We see in the background, we see two statues. Those are gladiator statues. And then what looks like the Hydra that we saw in the very beginning. So maybe that first enemy from the first part of the trailer has transformed Dragon Ball Z style. and now it has become this Hydra. What's also interesting too is you see those harpies similar to what we saw in Eater of Worlds, and these guys look like they're partially taken though. Maybe not fully taken, but they definitely seem like they have some type of taken element to them, or perhaps it's just the way that the lighting works right here. But we see the Hydra, we see the harpies coming at us, and we also see the statues in the background. So this looks to be part of the new raid, and we know for sure that we're going to be fighting the Vex within that portion of the raid. So this was interesting. The rocket launcher looks cool, but let's keep going forward.
What will you find at the Emperor?
Right there we see some of the Gate Lords, more or less. This is almost like the Inverted Spire boss at the very end. He's doing that same thing, raising his hand. And this also looks to be part of the new raid as well. We see our fire team up there. Maybe this could be a strike. There's only 3 guys there, but I'm curious of what you guys think of this particular scene.
This lost
Let's keep
vaults.
going forward. Here we
Treasure
see
hunts
another
will
returning
lead you to
exotic. And actually, let me take off the Atrazite verse and get ready for the next weapon.
powerful.
Before we jump into that,
weapons
though,
and
you'll
armor.
notice here that we're back in the EDZ. To me, I thought that this could be Widow's Court, and I'm really curious of what you guys think, but it reminded me of Widow's Court. I'd love to see that map come back and some other maps from Destiny 1 come back for Crucible. We know the game mode sorely needs it, but I'm curious of what you guys thought of this.
These will quickly.
Here we see 2 new weapons, or 2 returning weapons perhaps. We saw a machine gun briefly, and now we see a submachine gun. This, I know it's not quite the same thing, but the front of this weapon right here kind of reminded me of Bad Juju just a little bit. It almost looks like a skull there on the front of that. So this also rocking the new armor. I'm curious of what you guys think of this weapon and what could he be carrying back there. It looks to be a machine gun, but which one is it? Tons of stuff in this trailer.
Boost your power
Now we
level
go through here
and
we go into
prepare
the new
you
6
for the
player match activity,
menagerie.
the menagerie.
This season's all
We
new
see a lot of different
6-player
stuff here.
match-made activity.
Right there we see the Truth rocket launcher. Now this is another returning exotic from Destiny 1. This, of course, being one of the best weapons for Crucible back in Destiny 1. Not only did it have the signature super aggressive tracking on it, the prototype seeker, but it also had proximity detonation. And why I'm excited for this coming back is because of that perk in particular. I'd like to think that if the proximity is coming back for Truth, that maybe proximity could be a random roll for other rocket launchers, and I think that would really improve those, especially when it comes to Crucible. But this will be its own quest, and I will go over that at the end of this video when we look at the roadmap. So right here we saw Truth. Let's take off that overlay really quick, because there's another weapon that is shown briefly after this, and it's a submachine gun. Our hunter is carrying it, and maybe we can get a good shot right there. Alright, so this looks like a really interesting weapon. It almost has like a hive aesthetic to it, and I'm curious of what you guys think. This might be a weapon that is unique just to the menagerie, and I'm really curious of what we might see when it comes to that activity. It's been a while since we had something like that come into the game, so I'm excited that we're going to have a new match-made activity that's the same size as a raid team. Let's keep going here through the trailer. So the nice thing here is you'll notice that it says you can choose the gear that you earn, so it's almost very similar to the Black Armory, where you can pick a frame perhaps, and that will give you a certain type of weapon, maybe armor as well. You can do the same thing. So I like the fact that you can kind of choose what you want to earn in any given activity. There we see a solar sword. No, it's not Raise Lighter, even though that was a very majestic swing. Our Warlock here is rocking some of the new Iron Banner armor, so I'm wondering how those two things coincide, because I believe that the roadmap does show that there is a new Iron Banner quest. New gear, quest, secrets, raid, activity. Right there at the very end, we saw another hand cannon. There's going to be another hand cannon quest. We'll look at that in just a moment, but let's get a better shot of that cool hand cannon. So there's the new hand cannon. Looks pretty neat. Our hunter's rocking it.
Oh, strong Guardian.
And at the very end here, we see the vault door. We see our intrepid guardian, a hunter, walking up. He's walking through some hive bones, more or less. So what awaits behind there? Is it a hive enemy that is the raid boss? We'll see. But this kind of suggests that that might be what's waiting behind that closed door. So this trailer, there's a lot of cool stuff here. I was super excited to see it. The other thing that they showed today as well is the roadmap. So let's pull that up really quick. We'll look at that right here before we end this. June 4th, the raid comes out. Crown of Sorrow comes out. The Menagerie comes out as well that same day. So as soon as the content comes out, this is also all available. June 11th, 1 week later, we have the Truth Quest. So that's going to be something really exciting. I definitely plan on doing a live stream for that event. We see there's going to be an Iron Banner quest. There's going to be a heroic version of the Menagerie. Then we have the Lumina quest. This is a new exotic hand cannon that comes out approximately 1 month after this new content comes out. Then we have a Tribute Hall and a Moment of Triumph. This is July 9th, and that leads us into the Solstice of Heroes, which was a really, really fun event back in Destiny 1. So there's a lot of cool stuff for this new season. I'm super excited for it. Chief among them being the new raid. I can't wait to do that. Again, if you guys could really come back here for that event, it's going to be so fun. I cannot wait to do that live stream and just have fun with all you guys. But let me know in the comments below what you're most excited for. This really seems to be an awesome piece of content. I think it might be the best one out of all three. Yes, we've had Black Armory, we have Drifter. Now we're going into Opulence. I think this one is going to be the best of all three, and that'll lead us strong into year 3 for Destiny 2. Most importantly, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you go subscribe to Veteran Guardians channel. Thank you so much. We will catch up when Opulence comes out. See you guys.